not so much sayings, but in terms of what I can remember back in the day, it's it's funny, but it's ven aquí or te pego con la chancla, it's just that kind of phrase instilled the person that I am, just because, in Hispanic culture it's all about respect, so it's like, listen to your parents, your parents know best. They're going to shape you the person you want to become. So as funny as it is, I feel like that saying is, one that's a funny way of instilling me into who I am today. In terms of Hispanic culture, like family is everything. So my mom, my dad, my uncles, my aunts, my tios, they're all super important to me. It's all about, treating them, again, going back to the respect thing, just being a role model for them, being the person to kind of represent the family in a great way, and just, you're out there as a representation of your family, not just of yourself. So I feel like in terms of family, just in general, it's just huge in terms of, representing everyone else from yourself. Yeah, representation, again, huge. One of the biggest examples I can think of in recent times is Christian Gonzalez. He is on the Patriots NFL team. When he showed up to be drafted this year, he came in a Colombian suit. And that's my background. Like, the insides were like lined with the Colombian flag. And I thought that was so dope. I never really thought about it before that moment. But in that moment, I was thinking to myself, like, wow, like, this is actually really cool to be a part of this. It's really cool to be represented like that. But I just think being out and representing yourself more and representing, your culture in your local communities is huge. It's exciting, and it should be brought out more. I'll stick with my roots. Mm-hmm. Colombia, girl Shakira. I love you. Hips don't lie. No, I think she's amazing. You saw her perform in the Super Bowl. She's achieving strides that most women, period, haven't done. And I think she's a great role model just to people in general outside of the Hispanic community. But, it helps that, she's part Colombian, representing the culture. Work ethic. She's worked in the industry for years, right? And, most artists just in general don't get to the levels that she has, being a world-renowned name. And I think that she's achieved that. And, I think people who don't know Hispanic or Colombian culture, they know Shakira. Shakira is a household name. And she represents us in a very great way. She's not problematic. She puts out great music, tasteful music, and I think it's a great representation. My favorite dish, empanadas are played out, right? Right. Everyone loves an empanada. I need my arepa con pollo de queso. That's a great, easy, delicious breakfast snack, however you want to eat it. It's so good, and there's so many variations just making any arepa just in general, but arepa con pollo de queso, you could throw anything in there. You could have it with queso alone, you could have it with avocado or aguacate, you could have it fried. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. But the one I specifically go to for anyone is queso and pollo. It's a deep question. Yeah. I don't think it's necessarily missing, but I think this narrative can be brought out more, is that Hispanics are very intelligent people, especially in, the United States where we live in. People primarily speak English, and sometimes, when they'll look at someone or when they hear someone speak and they hear an accent, they're like, in the back of their mind, they might think, oh, this person might not be as, intelligent as, X person who, grew up here, who X, Y, and Z. But I think it should be pushed forward more that, people can be intelligent, people can dominate the work culture, people can dominate whatever industry they want to through, work ethic, or just through studying, or just through, just general knowledge. But I feel like that narrative should be pushed forward more. So I work at VaynerMedia. I am on the media team as a senior analyst, so working in the weeds of ads managers day to day. But I would say my upbringing, just like we talked about before, last question with work ethic, I think Hispanic people in general are very, very, very hard workers. And, I saw that, firsthand from my family growing up. My dad worked 6 days a week, 40 plus hours a week, grinding just to, provide for his family. And just instilling that in me has always strived me to put my best work out there, or to put my best self out there, always be the hardest working person in the room, and always strive for greatness. But I feel like that has instilled me into who I am today. Let me ask you this, do you like fun? That's all it is, it's fun. But in a more serious light, I would say to someone who doesn't understand Hispanic culture, I would say, think of when you're hanging out with your best friends and you're having the best time, right? Now imagine that, but with your family and extended family, because Hispanic cultures, Hispanic families, they're very integrated in terms of, their, extended families, and people are always, striving for the betterhood of their families, and they're always hanging out. Like my deal is always at my house, just chilling, hanging out with my dad. But I would say it's very much a group that loves to have fun 24/7, but also strives to work hard when they need to work. My name is Andres Mejia, soy de Colombia, y yo soy Vayner.